Now I think we do have Jamie Muro on the phone line. Jamie, where are you?
Keith, we are in downtown Bridgeport, actually outside of McLeavy Hall.
Okay, now where were you, Jamie, when this earthquake happened?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I got a call from my wife, who is on maternity leave, and she's actually in Bridgeport today. She had taken our children to the Beardsley Zoo and had said that her parents had called her. They live in Virginia, and had told them how they felt this rather large earthquake. They live in Williamsburg, Virginia, which is only about 2 hours from D.C. And then the news staff actually had then called me to tell us to stop in Bridgeport to check this out because people had felt it here. And I asked my wife then if she had felt anything at the zoo. She said she didn't. But then we roll up into downtown Bridgeport, and McLeavy Hall was right across the street from the City Hall Annex. And we're at the corner of Broad. And some women were staying outside McLeavy Hall. And we stopped and just started asking them if they had felt anything. And sure enough, I mean, everyone we walked up to said it was absolutely a stunning moment. And not to over-exaggerate, they said it really was a stunning moment.
Jamie, did they give you an idea about how long this stunning moment lasted?
Yeah, they said it was very brief. They said, you know, like one woman told me, Keith, that she was, you know, doing work at her office, and there are some metal-type carts, office carts with wheels on it, and she looks over and they're clanking. They're hitting the walls, hitting each other, and she was wondering maybe if there was some sort of gas line explosion or something. Another woman says she was at her desk, and her knees started knocking together under no fault of her own. And then, of course, they told people to evacuate the building because of what they had felt. The city actually brought in a building inspector to check to make sure, because of this back-and-forth movement, they wanted to make sure no gas lines or anything else ruptured in the building. And what's interesting about this, even though this happened in the D.C. area, to give folks an idea, McLeavy Hall, when you look at it, it's an old building. Abraham Lincoln spoke here. But it's a solid building. I mean, it's like a brownstone building, solid structure. So the fact that people on the third floor, all these women we talked to were on the third floor, were feeling this, is certainly significant in that regard.
That says something. That absolutely says something.
They were just let in about 5 minutes ago. The inspector walked through the hall, said everything was fine. But I think people are getting a kick out of this in some retrospect, and in the other, a little shaken for obvious reasons, because this is something that I think folks up here are unaccustomed to.
Jamie, now, are you saying that most people in that area that you can see from your vantage point are going back inside their buildings right now?
They just did. Right as the newsroom called us to do this phoner here with you, Keith, at that point when that call came in, which was about 5 minutes ago, that's when everyone was being let back into the building. They got the green light that everything was okay. But they had been out of that building for a good almost 45 minutes after this happened. And they did a sweep, checked pipes, checked gas lines, checked electrical, all that stuff. And they're allowed to go back to work. But again, they really couldn't emphasize enough, I mean, how just remarkable this was that they were feeling this on the third floor of a solid building here in Bridgeport. It is an interesting story.
Yeah, and obviously, Jamie, you don't see these kind of occurrences in this part of the country very often. We're going to let you go back to your work and your reporting. We want to now bring in